Life with Tao. Language is dualistic. There is no language which can be or is non-dual. It cannot be. Language is meaningful only because of duality. Two. I say light. Light can only be understood in the background of darkness. I say light, immediately in your mind something bubbles up, a new word, darkness or black. I say day, and immediately in your mind something props up, night. I say love, just behind it comes hidden hate. If I say light, there is darkness. How will you define it? If you want to write something, there is a background, and then something that you write with. On a white piece of paper, you cannot write with white ink. You have to write with black or a colored that will show against the backdrop of white color. If you want to write something on black to express, you have to use contrast. We can only define words because of their opposite terms, opposite nature. Light cannot be defined without darkness. If I say light, and if you ask me what is light, I say that which is not darkness. You can understand. If someone asks you what is mind, and you say that which is not the body. If someone asks what is body, you have to say that which is not the mind. All terms are circular, basically meaningless, because neither you know anything about mind, nor do you know anything about the body. The ancient spiritual scientists knew about it. When I ask about the mind, you define it in terms of the body, and the body is undefined. When I ask you what is body, you defined it in terms of, in relation with mind, which is itself undefined. Both body and mind are undefined. You have not understood what is body, you have not understood what is mind, and yet still you use these to define the other. This is good as a game. Language is good as far as game is concerned. Language is a game, but we never feel that the whole thing is absurd, circular, and nothing is defined. So how can you define anything? When I ask about mind, you bring the body, and the body remains undefined, not understood. Something that you have not understood, you use that to define something else. With an undefined term, you define the mind. And then when I ask, what do you mean by body? You have to define it with the mind. Isn't it absurd? But there is no other way. Language exists thoroughly opposite. As a result, language is dualistic. It cannot be otherwise. So nothing can be said about the non-dual experience. Nothing can be said about non-dual experience. Because all that you experience or you call as your experience is against the backdrop of something which is undefined. You say this is my experience, but what you call as your experience is undefined. Whatsoever is said will be wrong. It can be indicative, only an indicative symbol. Only an indicative symbol can be used for it. But silence is the best. That which can be said about it is silence. Everything else can be defined and talked about, but not the ultimate. You can know it, taste it. You can be it, but nothing can be said about it. Only negatively we can say something, but only negatively. We cannot say what it is. We can only say what it is not. This is why Buddha used the negative language, neither this nor that. What it is, I do not know. Nothing can be said. Neti, neti, neither this nor that. The whole mystic tradition is simply using negative term for it. If you ask what that ultimate is, they will say that ultimate is not this, not that. It is neither life nor death. If I ask you what is coin, is it head or it is tail? You will simply say either it is both or it is none. Because head cannot define the coin, tail cannot define the coin. When two are in togetherness, they support each other, then coin can be defined. Coin is one that has two sides. One side is head, the other side is tail. It is what is ultimate? They will say the ultimate is not this, not that. It is neither life nor death. It is neither light nor darkness. It is neither near nor far. It is neither I nor you. They will say in this way, but this makes no sense whatsoever. Drop craving and you will come to know it face to face. Stop desiring, you will come to know it face to face. And the experience is so deep and so individualistic, individual, non-verbal, non-linguistic, that even when you come to know it, you cannot say anything about it. If you can say, this is my experience, it is not. If it is your experience, it cannot be put into the words. You will become silent after the experience. If you have experienced something deepest, then you will become silent. Your silence, that is why love is unseen but realized truth. It pronounces aesthetic beauties and speaks through silent gestures. Many years ago, almost 40 years ago, or even more, I guess it was more than that, that I composed Love is Unseen but Realized Truth. It pronounces aesthetic beauties, speaks through silent gestures, gives impetus to life and living, but it can only be realized, it can only be, but not put into the words. A look says more than anything else. Because even if you have experienced something, your silence gestures will speak and explain that even when you come to know it, you cannot say anything about it. You will simply become silent. Words will disappear, or at the most you can say that I am saying that I am saying, you can say nothing can be said about it. What is my experience with truth? What is my experience with love? What is my experience with you cannot be put into the words. Then what is the point of talking so much? Then why do I go on saying something to you if nothing can be said? Just to bring you to that point, that where nothing can be said, just to push you to that abyss where you can take a jump out of language. You enter into silent communion. But the moment you have taken the jump, it is silence. And silence is beyond language. So I can push you to the very end of the world through the language, to the very end of the world, but not a single inch into the divine through language. And I can only use the language to push you into that abyss. But this pushing you up to the very end will be helpful, because then you can see with your own eyes that there is this blissful abyss beyond, and then that beyond will call you by itself. Then the beyond will attract you. Then the beyond will become a magnet, a pull. It is impossible then for you to come back, to retreat. This abyss is so enchanting. The abyss of silence is so enchanting that before you know what it is, you have to take a jump. That is why a master, a mystic, goes on talking, knowing well that all that I am saying will not help you to know it, to know that which is. To know that which is, you have to take a jump. But it will help you, whatever I am saying or whatever the mystic says can help you to take the jump. I bring you to the point where you can take a jump into this unfathomable abyss. It is methodological. It will look contradictory, paradoxical, because although I am saying language is paradoxical, yet still I am using the language. I am using the language to take you beyond the paradox. It will look contradictory, paradoxical if I say all language that I am using or that mystics have ever used is to bring you to the temple of silence, to force you into the state of silence, to call you onto silence. It looks paradoxical. Then why use language? I use language. I can use silence also. But you have not yet understood silence. You need words. When I have to talk to a madman, I have to use the mad language. If I have to talk to you, I have to talk to you in the language which is common between us. Sometimes the meaning of the words in different languages differ. You use the translation. To talk to a madman, I have to use a mad language. It is because of you I am using the language. It is not that anything can be expressed by it. Only your inner chattering can be destroyed by it. It is as if you have a thorn in your foot. Then how can I take out the thorn from your foot? In order to take the thorn out of your foot, I have to take another thorn. The other one is also a thorn. Your mind is filled with the words. They are like thorns. In order to take out the thorn that is there in the form of words in your mind, what am I trying to do? Is to pull out those words out of you, and I am using other words as thorn. In order to take a thorn that has stuck in your foot, I use another thorn because there is no other way. You are filled with poison. What am I going to do? Giving you again a dose of poison, and this poison is antidote. A number of times snake venom and other poisons are used as antidote. They are transformed as an antidote. Snake venom on one hand takes the life, but on the other hand, when it is processed antidote, it removes that poison. So I am modifying the words in such a way that the words become an antidote to remove the poison that has entered into you in the form of words. But a thorn can pull out another thorn, then they both are thrown. You use a thorn to take out the thorn that has stuck in your foot, and then you do not keep it. When I talk to you to the point where you are ready to be silent through all that I have said to you, it is useless. It was a thorn to take out the thorn that has stuck in your mind. The words that have stuck in your mind, the ideas, the experiences that have stuck in your mind, I am using the antidote to bring out that, then both are irrelevant. You have to throw the both. It is even dangerous to carry it. When you have come to realize that language is useless, dangerous, that inner verbalization is the only barrier, and when you are ready to be silent, then remember well, don't carry whatsoever I have said to you. Forget all that I have said to you, because whatever I have said was an antidote. Because truth cannot be said, and all that can be said cannot be true. You have to be unburdened of it. You have to be unburdened of it. The last thing Zarathustra said to his disciple is very beautiful. He had taught them, he had given them glimpses, he had stirred their souls, he had challenged them to the ultimate adventure. The last thing he said to them was, now I am leaving you, now beware of Zarathustra. Buddha said, if you meet a Buddha on the road, kill him. Means the words. So they ask, what are you saying? Beware of Zarathustra. You are our teacher, our master, our only hope. And Zarathustra, what he said is relevant. All that I have said to you did not say of Zarathustra. By using the word Zarathustra, beware of Zarathustra, he meant all that I have said to you, beware, now beware of it. Don't cling to my words, otherwise I will become a bondage to you. When one thorn has been pulled out your thorn, through the other one also with it. Zarathru's his words were like a thorn antidote to take out the thorn that was stuck in you. Now you have that thorn that was stuck and causing the pain to you has been taken out. You have to throw both. When I have prepared you to move into silence, then beware of me. The best moment comes in when two are sitting, no one is talking to one another. Occasionally they can look at each other, smile, and that is everything else is communed. Then whatsoever I have said has to be thrown. It is rubbish of no use. It has utility only up to the point before you were ready to take a jump into the abyss which is silence. Nothing can be said about that which transcends both. The moment you go beyond the coin, both head and tail disappears. The coin is not there, it has disappeared. And the coin you have exchanged for something which is neither of the two. And what you get in exchange for the coin is neither of the two. Only this much can be said. And this too is too, and this is too much really. If I can understand, this is enough to indicate towards it. I am saying this, that if your mind becomes totally vacant of words, you will know it. When you are unburdened, when you are not burdened with language, only then you will realize it, because already it is there. It is not something which is going to happen. It has already happened within you. You are just an expression of it, but you are so much engrossed, involved with thoughts, with clouds, that you miss the key. The key is silence. You are too concentrated on the clouds, the thoughts, that you have forgotten the sky. You see the sky is full of clouds. You do not see the sky that sustains the cloud. It is your silence that sustains. Silence is the sky where thoughts and all that you consider are floating like sky, like clouds. You have forgotten the sky. Allow the clouds of thoughts, experience and everything to disperse, and then cloud that has always been there, just waiting for you. Beyond is waiting for you, which is the sky. Just drop the duality and it is there.